Hello, people. So I just got done watching the new, soon to be Apple TV Plus movie, Cherry. It's going to be released in theaters tomorrow. And yeah, I have some thoughts on it. And yeah, I watched the trailer. I thought the trailer looks good. I heard mixed reactions, so I wasn't so sure about that. Even when before the trailer was out, I was like, I heard mixed reactions about this Russo brothers Tom Holland project. But of course, it was the Russo brothers and it was Tom Holland. I was like, it's Spider-Man and the directors of the biggest movie in the world. So I was like, and plus I was able to see it early like this. And I was like, yeah. So yeah, let's get into what I liked about the movie. Tom Holland is giving it his all. He is trying, and he is very good in the movie. I know this was his shot for like, oh, this is Tom Holland's Oscar buzz. This is his time. It's gonna be his Oscar. I know that's what they're kind of trying to say for this movie, but no. His performance was good, but it never got Oscar level for me. But I guarantee you one day he'll win an Oscar. He's like in his 20s, so I'm sure he'll win one at some point. Another thing I really liked is that the style that the Russo brothers approached to this movie. They had a very clear style and way they wanted to shoot the movie, and so I like the style of the movie. Like the style of the movies, it's good. It's an original style that you don't see. It's a Russo style. And I really liked that. Another thing I really liked was the musical score. I thought that was very, very good. And I have ears for musical scores, unlike some other people. So I don't know if some other people got out of it like I did, but I really enjoyed the musical score in this one. And this movie provides a lot of emotion, and the movie does its best, especially Tom Holland in the Russo style, to really give you that emotion. And I think they did that with the best that they could with the emotion, because there was only a couple times I really felt strong emotion, as because of how strong Holland's performance was, or is because I genuinely felt like that, but that was on a very rare occasion. There's this one scene about halfway through. It's when he's in the military, and my jaw dropped to the floor, but the way that it was executed after just kind of fell flat for me. I can't spoil it, but there's a part where something unexpected happens, and you're like, oh crap, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be really intense, and then just the way it was filmed, shot, and edited just kind of lifted it up off my shoulders, where I just didn't necessarily, I cared, but I felt the gravity almost lifted off my shoulders, and you'll definitely know what I mean once you see the movie. And there's a lot of fantastic visuals in this movie. Can't talk. The Russo brothers definitely have an eye for great visuals. They're always capturing something cool to look at. It's a visually cool looking movie. And yeah, let's get into what I didn't like about this movie. The trailer. If you've seen the trailer, you just saw the dumbed down version of this movie, because this movie is almost like the Snyder cut of the Cherry trailer. That's what it felt like to me. And I'll get into why. It's because I got as much as I got out of the trailer as the movie gave me. Because the trailer gives you glimpses into what the movie's trying to explore with its themes, with PTSD with Tom Holland, the his drug addiction, and the bank robberies. And so I was like, okay, so they're just giving us glimmers of what that's like, and then of course we'll dive deeper into the themes once you see the movie. Nuh-uh. What you get out of the trailer is exactly what you get out of the movie when it comes to the themes and almost the message behind all of those. And yeah, most of all, this movie is too long. It's about 2 hours 20 minutes, I believe. 2 hours 10, within that range. And it just, for the type of movie that it is, it felt even too long. I remember I pulled it up and I was like, 2 hours? Over 2 hours? I was expecting it maybe even be under 2 hours, because just the type of movie that it is. And yeah, because at the end of the day, we have seen this movie. On paper, we've seen this movie a lot. We have seen this movie a lot when it comes to paper. Of course, Tom Holland and the Russos kind of stir it around a little bit, but it wasn't enough to save it, in my opinion. There's a lot of voiceover in this movie, and doesn't work. I remember from the very opening scene, I was like, okay, voiceover, maybe it's just the opening scene. And it kept going, and then whenever it kept happening, it was very abrupt, because it didn't feel necessary. like I was like, everything you just told me, I either learned in the future or I already knew. So the voiceover, I was like, how much of an idiot do you think I am? Like, the voiceover was just so like, I didn't need that. It was almost annoying. Um, there's a lot of unnecessary symbolism in this movie, especially within like the first hour or so, where they have like these long shots and they're like, um, trying to make like show you like try to convey these messages. And I was like, oh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. I'm like, what's the point? What is there like any type of is there anything to it? And I was like, no, it's just a cool shot. And that's like in this movie is just the very basis of style over substance. This movie has absolutely no substance beyond what you see in the trailer. The style of the movie is high, and the style works. It kept the movie kind of afloat for me, but there was just nothing to it. It was almost like junk food, and it's not like a junk food movie. It just it's almost like that for me. This movie is just the biggest problem I have with this is one, the script, and two, it's just overstuffed with storylines and characters. Once a storyline, I was like, oh, especially towards the end of the movie in particular. Well, actually, the very end of the movie, mostly. I was like, okay, this is a good storyline. Pick this up a little bit, and I was like, I'm curious to see what they happen, and they montage it. I was like, okay, but yeah, by the way, the small nitpick here, but whenever, I don't know if I'll be able to change the ratio for the screen that you guys see, but for some reason, it didn't make any sense to me. Whenever he was in military training, they would change the ratio from like, wait, get this right, from this to this. It just didn't make any sense to me. I was like, I get we're like in a different phase of not, of this part of his life, but why is the aspect ratio from here to here? It just didn't make any sense. I saw it in the trailer. I noticed in the trailer. I was like, okay, it feels like I don't even know. It just felt like there's no point to having the ratio like this because like 40% of my TV screen wasn't even being used. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that's all I had to say about Cherry. It's watchable. I could sit down, like I was able to sit down and watch it. I wasn't necessarily very bored with it. Of course, I did pause it a couple times to do something else really fast. Of course, I wasn't like away from the TV for like half an hour, at most 15 minutes. But yeah, overall, they tried. I don't know if it's necessarily the Russos. They didn't write the movie. They applied a lot of style, but a lot of problems I have with this is the script itself. And yeah, like I said, Tom Holland's great. He does a good job. And they start to explore some interesting themes, but then never really gets there. And yeah, I want to give Cherry a 5.4 out of 10. But yeah, anyways, that's my review for the Apple TV Plus movie Cherry. It's going to be released on March 12th, I believe, and it'll be in theaters tomorrow. So yeah, that's my review. So like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.